Sorry about the lighting. It's like 4 a.m. Everybody's sleeping. And I don't want to wake anybody up with a bright light. I'm sitting in my truck at the moment. No, the first couple days of setup definitely got to me. And then that first night, so Friday night, I was definitely on burnout and overwhelmed and all that stuff. Like, I was on all kinds of highs and lows those first couple days. Just all the energy everywhere, and it was just like, this is crazy. Like, I ended up hitting a burnout and passed out. Thankfully I slept fairly alright, but I just ended up sleeping pretty much again straight on the gravel, just with the sleeping bag as a blanket pretty much. But after tonight, I think I think to a degree I found my calling. I like to cook. I do enjoy cooking, just like I enjoy my photography, but this just solidified the fact that I do want to open or start a food truck business. And I've already got it lined up to start doing these every year, but then they're already working on basically lining me up to start doing other shows for them, start cooking for the bands, but also we'll have the opportunity that I'll be able to take the food truck, whatever, to the events, and I'll pretty much be the primary, like, caterer, not, as I was saying, for the bands, but then I'll also be able to sell to obviously the people going to the event. So it's like there's already it's already moving forward on a structure. Again, I think I said it yesterday. The realtor had finally called and all that, and it's getting everything set up so that way the place can get sold. I gotta get out there basically with the U-Haul so I can just at least get my shit moved into a regular storage unit. For now. But instead of one of those pod things, it'd just be better on my movies. But I don't know, part of me wants to get rid of all my movies, not all of them, but a large chunk of them. But who knows, if things go well enough, I might be able to, keep them. And yeah, yeah. I'm a retard for VHS movies. I can't help it. A friend of mine gave me a couple tapes today that they found at an estate sale and all that, and I thought that was pretty cool. I actually didn't have one of them, so I just didn't know what to say other than thank you, and all. I just, no, tonight really solidified, what I want to do. I actually had a good time tonight, and I'm not sure if it was because the bands tonight actually had a better vibe to them. Like, it was like Friday night, it was just really fucking weird. And I was talking to a couple of the others here. They said the same thing. Like, Friday night, it was just, there was a really weird, like, fucking vibe that night. It was really weird. And so, and then tonight, it was just it's fucking awesome. I mean, granted, it's 4 a.m. I'm probably going to be up now for a while, because I have to cook breakfast, too. Bacon, eggs, and pancakes. But yeah, I gotta try and get a nap at least for a couple hours. I've still got a little adrenaline going. I'm trying to unwind. I've had my even though, how can I say this? Even though I've been having actually a fairly good day, I've had a pretty good day, and although I've been, kind of uh, just kind of going with the experience and all that stuff, and just, yeah, I really actually had a good time today. It was nice, but my mind was still elsewhere, and it wasn't like anywhere in the past. All I could think about actually was just kind of like, there's a future finally. It's just the only thing I'm concerned about is just being able to run something like that by myself. So like, yeah, I'm really hoping I can find like somebody that might be able to like pretty much be my employee slash boss, whatever. Excuse me. So that way, like I've been saying, I can keep focus on what needs to be done, and also I feel more comfortable with somebody that has more knowledge on running a business than I do. Even though I know how, I'd rather basically somebody help, in essence, help me do like the clerical side of things. It's something I would like to sit down and like learn from them and all that stuff too. So that way, yeah. But I know I know what I'm going to do. I'm just waiting for my home to be finished being sold. I know that I'm open to, even if it's staying here for a little while, I'm still even open to other options. I know I'm going to open a food truck regardless, or a food cart, whichever. But I'm also open to the options of moving too, and all that to, make sure things thrive. I'm not just going to stick to the idea of this. I really enjoyed this a lot. But I'm not going to, like, take necessarily the first offer that comes along in this sense. I'm an idiot, but I'm not, like, a completely broken tool. But yeah. It's like there's more things that I've got going on in my mind than just this business aspect of things. It's just I'm just trying to stay focused forward, and even though that's part of focusing forward, I don't want it to interfere with anything. So I'm just doing my best. Like I've as you could see especially over the last few days, especially the first few days here, I was getting really overwhelmed, and I was just all over, from like really weird high, like I was on drugs. I'm going, what the fuck? Like there was a lot of energy going on, and like it was just really weird. I hadn't been to anything like this in a long time. I mean, we went to the Klamath County Fair. That had a lot of people, but I had a lot of anxiety going to that. I mean, like a lot. I mean, I deal with that as is in public spaces anymore. Like, I don't do good. And this, like, it was actually a positive experience. And so I know I'm wanting to pursue this. I mean, looking at the potential of, I guess you could say, what's to be made. I at least know that there'll be finally some financial stability going on, and I can do something I actually enjoy doing. I mean, and hopefully be running it with somebody I can get along with and don't mind getting bossed around by here and there, because I'm not going to be able to do that by myself. I'm taking that leap of faith, basically. You might as well say. I think the only thing I hope to do, especially where my younger son's concerned, is I'm hoping to at least somehow plant that seed for some sort of healing and reconciliation between him and his mom. Him and I are doing pretty good. We've got a good relationship going on, and I want that to continue on. And it's just, she obviously needs to be heard by someone. And I'm willing to give that ear nod. She's one of those people I could be friends with easily, because even though I do love her, I don't have interest in being back with her. I'm past that stage. Not kinda, I am. I'm definitely past that stage, and it's not that I hate her or anything like that. I just realized, like, it doesn't matter who all hurt me in life, I can still love them. But it doesn't mean I need to carry them with me through life. If that makes sense. I want to stick to having that relationship with at least my younger son and my grandchild and my younger son's wife. And to some degree, a proper relationship with my parents. But I'm ready to leave everything else kind of pretty much behind. You know, I mean, my focus is, I've been wanting to settle down. I've been wanting to run a business. I've been wanting to have a life, finally. I feel like I've been in prison for the last decade, basically. Like, at first, it was made up to be, like, it was fake. The whole thing was fucking fake. That's all I feel about it. I got hurt pretty fucking bad, and I have no interest in being in anything like that. No situation like that ever again. So, I mean, I've already made my decision to keep moving forward and all that, but I do care enough about one of my kids' moms, at least to hopefully at least talk to her, and maybe I can't say it's gonna work, but maybe I can help those two be able to make start some level of making amends. I've during this, might as well say this last week, since I first went down to my old house, I guess, and then came over to here through this. Granted, by the end of it, I'm all like nasty, dirty, sweaty. It's gross. I need a fucking shower. I'm probably gonna take half a dozen or more once I get home, because so nasty, grimy. But this thing really helped me a lot, and I've become open to, I'm not just open, I've decided flat out, I'm moving forward. I'm still working on obviously the healing. I've got a lot of it is I gotta somehow deal with the anxieties that I deal with really bad, because I really don't like taking the meds so much, and I just gotta figure out a way that I can deal with my anxiety. You know what? Basically somehow have that reminder that things are okay, that type of thing. Somebody that will talk to me and kind of maybe even talk me through it, or at least walk through it with me a little bit, but that's in due time. I've definitely, I'm looking forward to starting this business. And I'm actually like happy that even though things happened like they did and it was really shitty, and yes, it hurts. It still hurts. I'm happy that it's over. I'm looking to start a completely, whether it's a new chapter or a completely new fucking book, I don't care. That's where I'm headed now. I've been done with the shit for a long time, and having my head messed with so damn badly. Then having, yeah, amongst everything else, I just realized that this makes me uncomfortable because it makes me feel arrogant. But I know I can do better. And I deserve better in life. I don't deserve to be pretty much locked away on the side of a fucking mountain, slowly going crippled, while somebody gets to enjoy life off of my suffering. And while they told me that they loved me, they smeared me and ran me through the mud to everybody behind my back. And I know my oldest had part in that. Am I gonna sit and hold grudges? No, I don't have any grudges. There's nothing in there at this point. I'm just done. And so I'm putting all my focus into things that are important to me. And yes, I've spent this time, weighing out even various friendships. There are going to be people that I'm going to end up cutting off. And it's not out of causing hurt. It's so I can move on. And I don't want to take any of these risks of being dragged backwards. I just know that even though it has been sucking really bad, and I won't necessarily say the whole 12 years, because like I said, even at the hospital, I don't know what exactly happened. I mean, I have my hunches, I have all that stuff. I won't be surprised. Thing that I wouldn't be surprised, because my wife was talking to other men at the time. I wouldn't have been surprised if she just basically told Melissa that she could just have me. I wouldn't have been surprised. It's just, I don't know. I don't really want to know anymore. And I feel like at least that person there, my ex-wife, I feel like even though she hurt me pretty good, I feel like I just want her to know, and I've said it before in these, that I do want her to know I forgive her. Because I do feel like that all the shit that has happened over the years, in the end, it's more or less, it's been a really a really fucked up and weird blessing. I can say it with complete belief, and faith in it, and that God is good and He saved my life. And I just got to do my part on the healing process, and trying to, and not just trying, but moving forward and doing what I need to do to get this business rolling once my home is sold. I just know I deal with a bit of fear about what the future holds, and it's not like I have a big long lifetime like my kids do. But I got a lot of hope. Even though hope's the one thing that has cut me where faith hasn't. I still have a lot of hope in all this. And I, I feel like I was finally, like, I feel like I finally was released from fucking prison. And I can actually do what I need to do to not just better my life, but better myself as a person. And so that way I can be a better person for someone else, not just for myself. Because for me, granted, this business and all that stuff, it's going to help a lot, but that's not what it's about for me. I know I need that stability, all that stuff, that income, so that I'm not sitting here stuck scraping at the bottom of the barrel all the time, and I'm not worrying about, how am I going to stretch 50 to $100 a month. While somebody else is keeping basically almost their whole paychecks to just pay their own bills, and while they're mooching off me for God knows how long. That's just, yeah, I never, no, never again. No, I'm ready to move on. I'm absolutely ready to move on. And start the next chapter in life. I got a lot of inspiration from doing this event, and it rekindled a lot of, like, my enjoyment where cooking's concerned. I mean, yeah, I cook almost all the time at home, almost every fucking day. But I was losing that enjoyment in it because the person I was cooking for had no appreciation, and I was just taken for granted. We're here, it was different. It was weird, like, it was just weird. A lot of compliments and a lot of thank yous and all that stuff. It was like, this is good. I want to do this, and it's not the fact of it's at least being recognized that I exist. It's basically what it comes down to, because I don't know how to take gratitude. I don't know how to accept gratitude or thanks from people, because I don't know how to respond to it. I'm not used to it. I get uncomfortable. I'm just looking forward to see where things are going to go from here out. That all the bullshit, is finally done with, and then whatever comes. I mean, granted, there's always going to be some sort of bullshit along the way. It's just how life goes, but I guess it's how we deal with it and work through it. Anyways, I'm getting closer to 30 minutes. It's 23 and a half minutes right now. And I'm pretty sure you guys are done listening to me rambling on. I'm excited about what's going to happen. I mean, it's going to be within the next 30 days anyways. And if I build this and do work with my friend Ed with his productions business or company, his event company, I've already got stuff lined up, from the gambler events to just tonight. We were asked to do an event up in Seattle. So I mean, down to the catering services there, and the food cart services being there. That's something that, yeah, all of it's basically being a part of it. And so I'm still going to keep my options open on that, like start, move elsewhere and start my business, or I start my business first and then move elsewhere. That part, yeah, either way, it's gonna happen, and I need to shut the fuck up because I'm working myself up, just more or less. I'm getting excited and I can't get overexcited. Otherwise, I'm not gonna go to sleep. As is, I've been having trouble sleeping. For good things though. For most part, other than as you saw the last couple days, it's been quite the roller coaster. And I'm sorry, guys, that you have to see this shit. It's, as you're witnessing, is a part of the actual healing process. Like, at times you start to feel like you're going crazy, but it's like kind of having to get to a point of having to learn to accept that you really can't change what happened. All you can do is find a way to learn from it. And granted, some things it's really hard to find a lesson in. And on some things are simply just God's way of saying it's time to move on. It's time to leave that situation, that area, what have you. And that's how I feel about it. So, thank you for watching. You have a good night, depending on where you're at, but it's morning, so have a good morning and a good day. I'm going to try and nap a little bit before I have to cook. And cook for around 50 people. Eggs, bacon, and pancakes. So I might have to recruit some help more from someone, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.